To Better TV, I'm Mark Baker. The golden years, you've heard about them, perhaps you're experiencing them. Of course, the 60s now the new 50, they say, but still, you got to make that adjustment. And how do you make the most out of the golden years? Joining us today to talk about that is life coach Mercy McGlino. Good to have you back with us today.
Nice, Mark, to be here.
So, would you agree that the 60 is the new 50, though? By the way,
I'm hoping 70 is the new 50
yeah, well,
because I'm approaching 60. We are more robust. We are better fed, better nutrition. We will live, the average age is really moving up to 80s, the 80s. And, my daughter, 20, we'll see 100 perhaps.
But regardless at 50, a lot of things do start, even physically, things are starting to change a little bit. So how does someone make the most out of what are called the golden years?
Yeah, well, the first thing is this isn't just like fluff. There are studies now that are saying at 50 you have more opportunity than you ever had before, that you're feeling better, and you're actually happier.
Now, how is that? How are you feeling better and happier?
Okay. Well, you might be creaky. That's not. But you've spent some time on life, and you're getting better at it. You have perspective you didn't have before.
True.
You know things aren't the end of the world. That you're out of that life and death kind of scenario. If I don't get this job, or if I don't, hang around those MTV reality shows, and you wouldn't want to be back there for all the tea in China.
That's a good point.
He said, she said. You're not as much on that emotional roller coaster anymore. A lot of the passages, like having children leave home, facing retirement, they're happening, or you're getting on the other side of those as you round the 50, 60-year mark. So you're actually more satisfied. You've just gotten better at stumbling through life. Not the stumbling part, but getting through life. So I think people are happier. They have a sense of perspective. What's really important? So that tends to, Gallup poll, I think, said that we were much happier. Now, the other thing is you have to get real. A lot of us think that when we hit 50 or 60, possibilities are waning. I'll never do this again. Well, okay, maybe you won't. Maybe you won't spend 75, trips on a roller coaster nonstop. Those days may be over. You got vertigo, whatever. But the bottom line is, what is it that you can do?
Okay.
What you focused on expands. And what they're seeing is people are doing things like starting the piano at 55 or 60, like literally dun, 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 chopsticks, building, something they always wanted to build, or trying something. Now, the best part of that, why it's good to get real, is we like to stay where we're proficient. At 50 or 60, you're pretty good at something.
Right.
So you kind of want to stay back there. But maybe you can't do it anymore.
Get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, it's exciting to try something new, but it's also terrifying at the same time. So you really got to get a sense of getting real. Yep, this is going to be a challenge. But challenge is where possibilities lies, not in your 20s. You're not in your 20s anymore.
Got about a minute left here. So
yeah, so, okay,
opening these new doors.
Now everyone listening to us today is saying, well, geez, I'm not 50. This isn't fun. I have to live another 20 years before I get to 50. Well, the good news is you are getting older. However, the other good news is that you can learn from this. Think about it. How important this is going to be for me 6 months, a year. People get very, very significant about very small things, and it really reduces their happiness quotient. So as a young person, look at the older folk around you. What wisdom can they share with you? What is important? How important is it? Is a great question.
It is. And life is all about adjustments.
Absolutely.
Continuously.
Absolutely.
And aging is part of it.
We wobble, but we don't fall down. Yes.
Very good. Mercy McGlino, as always, we appreciate it. Thanks for being with us here.
Okay,
Life
thank
coach.
you,
and you have a website you can go to?
Well, go to my blog, Mercy Me, at the site of the Times Union. It's making the most of midlife.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mercy. You're watching Better TV on Fox 23.